Hi there. We're at the Keeping Room in Dundas, and we're going to talk to Phyllis right here. One of our friends who's been around for a long time here. One of the stable members of the business community in Dundas. And this is the kind of year that I really like soup. So I'd like to talk a bit about that. Making soup is kind of like a comfort food, but there's like a million different kinds of containers and things to make soup in. But does it really have to be a big process?
No, it does not. You can either make it a big process or you can make it a very simple process. So the simple process is to go to the grocery store or to someplace like Cumbres, which is one step up from the grocery store in terms of the kind of broth that you buy, and have that off to the side. And then it's very simple. You chop vegetables, you saute them a wee bit, you add the broth, and you cook. And then you add noodles or whatever you want and a few spices, and you're good to go.
You saute? I've never sauteed. I never thought of that.
Well, it does give the veg a bit more flavor when you either roast it before you put it in your soup stock or saute it in a frying pan. Certainly onions, because they don't have that raw onion taste to them. It's a much more mellow flavor. So that's the easy way. And a more difficult way is to use beef bones or chicken bones. And when you do that, my recommendation is always that you roast them first. So in the oven, the bones, 350 an hour, just till they start getting brown on the edges, and then you add that to cover them with water. It doesn't need to cook for 47 hours, like a couple hours. Well, a lot of
That's
people
what I do.
Aha, well, there you go. You don't have to. Most of the goodness is out within about 3 hours.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, what about containers? You've got some ideas here that people can, if they don't have anything to cook it in, here's what you might want to look at.
Well, one of the things that's important about making soup is very simply, you do not need the best pot in the world. You don't need the fancy bottom. You don't need enamel with steel. It's nice to have, and if you've got it, great. The biggest thing is having a big enough pot so that you can adequately accommodate the veg, the bones, whatever you're doing. And in fact, I veg-wise, the three, celery, onion, and carrot to get your stock going. Once you've got your stock done, then you take your bones out, and sometimes you can be real fancy because you put it in one of the handy-dandy soup socks. Bet you didn't know we had those.
I didn't.
You put bones and those three vegetables in and make your stock, and then instead of trying to pick them out with tongs and strain it and do all that sort of stuff, you very simply, you just pull the sock out with all the stuff in it, good to go. So
How neat is that?
it's very neat, very, very tidy. So in terms of the pot, the size of it is important. The quality of the pot in terms of how good the material is, you're boiling water or you're bringing it to a boil and you're simmering it. You don't need a fancy pot to do that.
And you got all kinds here that people can come and have a look at.
We absolutely do.
Okay, so there's some good tips as far as some comfort food, making your own soups, probably healthier, certainly a lot less salt and other things in there that you probably don't want to take. So if you've got some more questions, you call or come and see Phyllis down here at the Keeping Place in Dundas.